Okay, in this video we're going to do some programming so that when the user enters their name in the text field, we hit submit, or they hit submit, that something will pop up in this label down here programmatically. Okay, I'm going to bring back my files, so I'm going to click this button here again. What I need to do is have my main storyboard and my view controller script side by side. So I'm going to create a new window, and this button here that's got a little plus sign, if I click that, that opens two windows side by side. I want my view controller or my script to be in this window. So if I click in this window and then I click view controller, there's my code. Now my main window disappeared over here, so I just have to scroll around and find it again. I'm going to shrink that a little bit, and I'm done with the inspector area. I'm done styling, so I'm going to close that as well. Create a little bit more space. So what I need to do in storyboard in Xcode, I'm going to hide this left side now. I don't need that anymore. In storyboard, I need to connect my objects from the storyboard to my code. In order to do that, I need to come over here to my storyboard. I'm going to click on the object that I want to connect, and I'm going to click Control on the keyboard, and then I'm going to click on this text field and drag it. You can see a blue line, and I'm going to drag it up above here in between where it says Class View Controller and the function ViewDidLoad. And when I get it over there, I'm going to let go. And it's going to ask me, what is this? Well, this is the user input. This is considered an outlet. And I'm going to give this a name. So I'm just going to call this user name. That's where the user will enter their name. It's a text field. The storage is weak. We're not going to talk about weak or strong. You can look it up if you want to. And then I'm going to connect that object from my storyboard to my script. And it creates a variable. It's an outlet. It creates the variable called username, and the type that it is a text field. Okay, I'm going to connect this label down here as well. So I'm going to Control and click and drag. And once I get it up there where I want it, I'm going to let it go. Again, it's an outlet because it's a label. The name is going to be output label. Now it's important that you name it exactly how you want it now. You cannot change it later. Okay, it's an outlet, it's a label, and then weak storage again. I'm going to connect those two. I'm going to get rid of a little bit of space. Whoops. Get rid of some space. I'm going to add a comment. Variables for the text field and label. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do then is connect that button. Notice the little dots here on the left-hand side that shows you they're connected, and if you hover, it shows you what it's connected to. Okay, the last thing I need to do now is create a function, because when they click the submit button, something needs to happen. So the same thing, I'm going to click on that submit button, clicking Control, dragging over to my script, and then letting go. Now, this time, this is not an outlet, this is an action, and the action is when the user clicks it. So this is an action. I'm going to call this the submit button. Type is any, leave that there. And if you click this, there's so many different things that can happen, but touch up inside is when a user actually clicks on the button itself. So we're going to leave it as touch up inside and then connect. So it creates a function now. The function is called submit button. And what we're going to do is make something happen. When the submit button is clicked, I'm going to change the background color of the label. I'm going to change the text color of the label. And I'm going to put a little message inside that label. So first of all, let's change the color. So remember, we named the output label as output label. So I'm going to say output. And you can see that Xcode is starting to, say, oh, here's the output label. The interesting part is you need to hit Tab several times or hit return to get to that. All right, so for the output label, I want to change the text color. So here's my option. I'm going to change the text color. And I'm going to change it to be I would like it to be that system yellow. So if I start typing yellow, notice the point, the dot. That's how we name colors in Xcode. So it's dot system yellow is the one I want to choose. Okay, then for the background color, dot background color, you can see it right there. I want that to be the dark gray. And I can see it right here. There's the dark gray. Okay, last but not least, I forgot to mention something to you. So the username and the output label, notice those were unwrapped, just in case they were empty. So Xcode automatically, when it created this variable, unwrapped the information that's inside of it, just like we were doing manually before. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is get the information from the text field, and I'm going to put a message inside that output label. So I'm going to say, if let username, actually let's say, if let's just say name equals username dot text. So what that's saying is, let's go try and get what's inside of that username field, and let's just see if we can create a variable out of it. If it's empty, we're not able to create a variable. If there is something in there, then let's take whatever's there, put it inside the variable name, and what I'm going to do now is change the text in that output label. So I'm going to say, I want the output label text to be welcome, whatever their name was. Thanks for using my app. Okay, so the user clicks the button, changes the background color and the text inside that label, and changes the text to say, welcome, whatever their name was, thanks for using my app. So let's run it. Let's see how it goes. It takes a moment to succeed. It has some just warnings about the layout. So here inside this text field, I'm going to type my name, and if I hit submit, welcome Kathy, thanks for using my app. If I change my name, to George, welcome George, thanks for using my app.